Hey everyone, Lori Wilson here, Blue Ocean Network, and I am with Al Hornsby, Senior Vice President of PADI and also the co-founder of Project Aware and its Executive Director for the first 10 years of Project Aware's life. And Al's been here, he's been watching what the Sustainable Diving Forum has been all about, and you were at our panel. So what do you think about all the sustainable diving events happening here at ADEX?
It's really great to see it happening. And I think especially a consumer show in this part of the world, with the amount of attendance that it gets, I think it's very important, and it's really nice to see.
You've been doing this for a long time. Do you see any changes in the last few years with more people getting on board with sustainability?
Yeah, I think the awareness part, for sure. I mean, there were a lot of years there, if we go back into the 90s, there were a few people talking about it, very interested in it, but even the diving world at large, didn't realize it yet. And so I see in recent years, from the point of view of diver training, with an emphasis on the environment, to the dive resorts and dive operators who've become a big part of the lead voice on this. You see it happening at the local level. Definitely a positive change.
So with the dialogue we had yesterday on the main stage, what was the big takeaway that you had about what is happening in the industry? What did you walk away with after listening to some of these key players in the industry talking about sustainability?
I think the awareness of how the industry itself, at the diving level, and especially with the dive operators who are interacting not only with divers, but when you have the hotels and resorts involved as well, there's a big nexus there, because we have a situation there's a need for healthy drinking water in a lot of these remote areas, and I think for the local people, that's a very hard choice to make. And if other than in a plastic bottle you can't get pure drinking water, there's no question there what you're going to have to choose for your health of you and your family. When the dive operation is bringing in large numbers of people that are not only supporting the local economies, when they can become a cornerstone of awareness to the local people as well about plastics and what's happening, not only seeing it, but when you're out on the reefs and the damage it does, I think that's the point where we have an ability coming up to start making some fairly meaningful changes, other than just people being educated, but not having a way to really put it into practice day to day.
So our industry can have a real impact on the local economy, not just by bringing in money, but also supporting them in getting better drinking water or knowing what to do with the water they have. I know the discussion we had yesterday, people are bringing in desal plants that actually go out to the community so they get clean water, so that they don't have to bring in bottled water and destroy the reefs with all this plastic. So we can have real meaningful change at every destination. We don't have to destroy the destination when we go on vacation. And we have that power. I just think it's fantastic to see this.
I agree with you completely. And I think we can also take some pride, the more we do it, that it's our community, our divers, our professionals who probably can make a difference in a lot of especially the small remote islands, where they've become so involved and dependent on the income from divers coming in. And if they can the divers and those dive resorts, dive professionals can also start teaching the people and giving them options, rather than plastic bottles, which, regardless of best intent, plastic bottles are going to end up someplace. But having, as you mentioned, with putting in desalination, providing free local, water to the villages around them, giving them opportunities to bring their plastics to a central point to be picked up by government agencies and all. Those kinds of things are happening. They're being driven by individual dive resorts, and the bigger the spread of that. I mean, a lot of little islands will have 5 or 6 dive resorts in a row down a beach. One of them can start it in a a small sphere, then the next one and the next one and the next one, and suddenly you start getting a fairly large areas that are cleaning the beaches and cleaning the reefs, but also educating the locals. It's a fantastic thing, and it's new.
It's new. Thank you, Al. So much appreciate you being here. So much appreciate you attending the dialogue and showing the industry just how important sustainability is to our industry for the long-term viability of our sport. Thanks again.
Thank you, Laura.